welcome to another episode of Shou Talks. First and foremost, I have to give it up for the fact that we are celebrating year 2 of Shenanigans. As you know, Shou Talks is a part of Shenanigans. We launched back in September 2019. We are now in September 2020, and we're ready for another year. So I want to thank everybody for rocking out with me for the past year. I hope that you stay rocking out with me this year and the years to come. Before we jump into today's topic, this past weekend we lost an epic human being, just all around. He was an amazing actor. He, from what I'm hearing, because I've never met him, but he was just an amazing person in general. Chadwick Boseman, who was the lead actor of Black Panther, who played Black Panther, King T'Challa. He was the leader that we aspire to have in the Black community, and the movie Black Panther kind of just gave us something to look forward to, and it gave us the representation that we needed to see on the silver screen. It's not often that you see Black communities in such a positive light, in the media, and the movie Black Panther gave us that. So shout out to Marvel, shout out to Chadwick, shout out to his family. They are in my thoughts and prayers. Now, I actually want to touch on an Instagram post someone forwarded to me in regards to your attachment style. And it's from XO Nicole. It actually talks about pretty much saying, how we were raised is a determining factor to how we attach to people later on in life. And knowing your attachment style can actually help you gain insight into the way you bond with people and even, the people that you're dating. So there are 4 attachments. I will go through each attachment and then we'll discuss, some intel and some advice. Let's see what I'm thinking about this. So I'm reading this for the first time with you guys. So the first attachment style is a secure attachment. And it's, they use Martin and Gina as an example. And the description for a secure attachment is low avoidance and anxiety, tend to be more satisfied with their relationships, able to support their partners when they are troubled. These relationships are honest, open, and equal. Both partners feel independent and loving towards one another. Now, I know I said I was going to go through all 4 and then jump into them, but yeah, I changed my mind. So here's my thing about a secure attachment. I do not think that you automatically jump into a relationship and you have that secure attachment. That's just from my own experience. Maybe there are people who are older and mature that get into these type of relationships and they can have that secure attachment right then and there. But I know that in my experience, you don't necessarily have that secure attachment off jump. It takes time. You have to build that security with somebody. You're not just going to meet somebody off the street or off, the internet or, Tinder or whatever it is, and automatically, have this security with them. Unless it's your soulmate, child. And, many people don't really find their soulmate right off bat. You got to kiss a few frogs. That's what they say. But, being able to support your partner when they're troubled, I feel like that's something that you can do. But once again, it's something you have to grow into. If we even look at Martin and Gina, they had their ups and their downs. They had their moments. Gina had her moments of insecurity, and Martin had his jerk moments, or his moments of insecurity. It was together that they came. Oh, look at me speaking backwards. It's the fact that they came together and superseded or conquered those insecurities and were able to build this amazing relationship that we, us regular folks, idealize. Now, the next relationship attachment style is anxious and preoccupied. Now, they use the example of Professor Ogilvy, Nikki and Professor Ogilvy from The Parkers. And that description is low in avoidance, high in anxiety, very clingy and needy, searching for their partner to rescue or complete them as a person, crave closeness and intimacy from their partners, but are extremely insecure in their relationships. Now, for those of you who are just now catching up, you missed the episode that I had about codependency. And as I was reading this description, it kind of shows me signs of a codependent relationship. You know, you're very clingy, you're very needy. And the key phrase here is that they are searching for their partner to rescue or complete them as a person. Now, let me tell you something I learned. Your partner is not meant to complete you. You have to complete yourself before you can jump into a relationship. Before you can learn to love somebody else, you have to learn to love yourself. You can't jump into a relationship all broken and messed up and expect this person to help fix you if you can't fix yourself. What happens when you break up? Do you go back to being half a person? 3/4 of a person? No. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it all the time. You were born alone. Unfortunately, we live in a world where you're going to die alone. Why not work on completing who you are before bringing somebody else into the mix? Before allowing yourself to be super clingy. Now, you know, sometimes you just can't get, I'm not going to lie. In the beginning of every relationship, you have that clingy stage. You want to be with that person morning, noon, and night, and all the times in between. But that should just be a phase. That should not be the dynamic of your relationship. You guys should be able to function as two individual human beings that come together and create this powerhouse. Not two halves that create a whole. If you're two halves that create a whole, where's the growth? Where's the progress? Where's the powerhouse? All right. So the third attachment style is dismissive and avoidant. Those descriptions are high in avoidance and low in anxiety. They value their independence and freedom. They can appear self-centered and only focused on themselves. Uncomfortable with being close or intimate with other people. Now we all know those people. Some of us have those friends where they can't be in a relationship because they need everything to be all about them. And the reality is that they're afraid of being hurt. They've been hurt. They've been open. They've let people in. And the people they've let in have broken them to the point where they just don't want to let anybody else in anymore. They're tired of being broken. They're tired of, being the nice guy and getting stepped all over. So they've decided, F it. I'm not doing this no more. I'm going to keep to me because can't nobody love me like I love me. But when you hold on to that mindset, you don't necessarily allow yourself to grow. You don't allow yourself to experience love. Now, love doesn't always have to be a romantic relationship. People who are dismissive and avoidant, they don't necessarily allow themselves to have the love of a friendship. Your family don't really want to mess with you because you don't care about anybody else but yourself. And it's not necessarily the truth, but that's how you come off. So people just avoid you because they're tired of you avoiding them. And then the last attachment style is fearful and avoidant. Now they describe those relationships as high in avoidance and anxiety, trouble keeping their feelings under control, uncomfortable with intimacy, but worry that their partner is not committed, and almost never gets their emotional needs met when in a relationship. Now, I feel like this also ties into the second stage that I explained, which was the anxious and preoccupied. So I feel like anxious and preoccupied and fearful avoidant, those two styles are red flags, because they can also lead to codependent relationships where, you never get your emotional needs met. If you are in a relationship and you are unable to speak freely to your partner, if you are unable to tell your partner, hey, I don't like what you did there, it hurt me, then you're in the wrong relationship. If you are scared to have real conversations with your partner, then you're in the wrong relationship. And I feel like we live in a society where people are just so focused on finding someone that they are allowing themselves to just take anybody. And that's where you start to tread dangerous waters. Not every person in your life is relationship worthy. Not even friends. Like, I've come to a point where I have some of my exes that are friends, and we're way better off as friends than we were in a relationship. And it took a while to understand that that's okay. I think that people are just so afraid of dying alone or growing old by themselves that they rushed through a learning opportunity and completely missed the whole point where you weren't really supposed to marry this person and now you're stuck. And then you go and marry somebody that you're not supposed to be with. You have a horrible relationship and now you say that love sucks. Marriage sucks. This isn't for me. No, that person wasn't for you. It has nothing to do with the concept of a relationship and the concept of love. Not everybody you date is supposed to last. Some people are here for a reason. Some people are here for a season. What's the other one? Or maybe there was just two. But you know what I mean. I am no relationship expert. I can only speak from my experiences. And like I said before in a past episode, Shou was always known for being in a relationship. I was Captain Save-A-Ho. And I can say that because my exes were hoes. Like, I think every ex except for 2 cheated on me. And even through cheating, my insecurities made me stay. My insecurities made me feel like, I'm a ride or die. I gotta show that I'm a ride with them, even though he hurt me. I gotta show him that no matter what, I'm gonna always have his back. He could cheat on me with 4, 5, 6 different women. Oh, you had a baby on me? Cool. I'm a rider. I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna be there forever. Not realizing that I was showing characteristics of a fearful or avoidant relationship. Because I just wanted a man. I wanted a man to make me whole. If I want to take this conversation a step further, I can go into the concept of the fact that I feel like a lot of West Indian cultures force their women into relationships. I grew up in a Haitian household where everything I did, everything I learned, it was always, oh, if you don't know how to cook, you'll never get a man. Oh, if you don't clean, you'll never get a man. You'll never get married. Oh, you're going out. You go out every Saturday. Oh, there's no man that's going to take you. Everything I did had to revolve around me getting a man to marry me. It's funny because even in Beyonce's song, Flawless, that little excerpt she has where it's a monologue where she speaks about women being raised like our prize is marriage. We live up to be someone's wife. Our goal in life is to be someone's wife and to give them kids. And why? Why is that a goal? I was having this conversation the other day where I was like, how is it that women make it a goal to be married. And yet we are the ones that nurture and care and take care of and pretty much pull a lot of the labor in relationships. Not to discredit relationships, not to say relationships are not equal, but let's think about it. I love men, but y'all be the biggest babies the minute something go down. Oh my God, you got a blister. Oh my God, you got a paper cut. Oh, you got a fever. And you turn into babies. And it becomes the job of your wife to now step in and take care of you on top of everything else she was doing. But we do it because that's what we've been trained to do. That's what we've been told. That's what we've seen. I'm telling y'all, I grew up seeing my mother literally stop anything she was doing the minute my father came home so that she can set his plate. And not even just his plate. She would clear off the dining room table and separate his food for him. She would bring him his rice in a bowl. So he would get an empty plate in front of him. His rice would be in one bowl. His gravy in another bowl. We call it sauce pois. His meat on one bowl. Like literally everything was separated out so that he can just take as he pleases. And then she would wait for him to eat. And then when he was done eating, she would clear off the table so that he can watch the news. That's what I grew up seeing for about 14 years. And that's what I'm trained to do. When I go out, I'm fixing his plate. I've gone to cookouts before and people would be like, what are you doing? He can't get his own food? He can. But I'm here. While I'm here, he won't have to. I grew up where if I wasn't in a relationship, I was doing that for my brother. I was doing it for my cousins. Any male figure around me, I'm serving you your food. That's what I grew up seeing. We grew up in a world where it was like, you need to show you can do this, sis, so that he knows, oh, cool, she's a keeper. I got to put a ring on that one. Let me tell you something. That's not always how it works. You can show a man that you are the best thing he can put in his life, and he still will overlook that. Which is why I need to, I got to say this out loud. Y'all got to concentrate on yourselves. There's this movement now with women who's talking about, oh, I'm a savage and I don't need a guy. But your actions show differently. You're not really focused on you. You're just saying you focused on you so that, whoever you entertaining can think that he ain't number one. But come on, sis, at the end of the day, he know he got you. We have to stop. I really went on a tangent because I think I'm at the point where I ain't even talking about these attachment styles no more. I'm out here just talking about relationships. But it be like that sometimes. Shou Talks. We just take the conversation where it needs to go. I have a lot of women in my life who are in different stages. I have a lot of single friends. I have a lot of I don't have a lot of divorced friends, but I have a few women in my life who are in the process of getting a divorce, who have been divorced, who are thinking about getting a divorce. Men too. It's just, and this is nothing, no shade to them, but I would like in my ideal world for people to just start focusing on themselves before giving that focus to anybody else. And I know it's something that I still struggle with. You guys have heard me say it repeatedly. I am not necessarily at the top of my own list. And that's a problem. I know that. I put everybody before me. So what do I allow myself to, preserve for my future husband? If I don't have myself together, how can I expect him to? It's funny because I'm on TikTok while it's still around and relevant. And I've even noticed that TikTok has become a little secret dating type of situation where I'm like listening to all these guys talking about, to my future wife, I don't care if you're overweight. I don't care about your insecurities. I don't care if you're this and that and this. Just come find me. It's not fun here. It's not fun here because you're focused on the wrong things. Being single isn't fun because you're too focused on the fact that you're single. Focus on you. So I want to read this quote from Eat, Pray, Love. And it actually makes me think of the anxious, preoccupied stage. And in this quote, she says, I disappear into the person I love. I am the permeable, I probably said that wrong, membrane. If I love you, you can have everything. You can have my time, my devotion, my ass, my money, my family, my dog, my dog's money, my dog's time, everything. If I love you, I will carry for you all your pain. I will assume for you all your debts in every definition of the word. I will protect you from your own insecurity. I will project upon you all sorts of good qualities that you have never actually cultivated in yourself. I will buy Christmas presents for your entire family. I will give you the sun, the rain, and if they're not available, I will give you a sun check and a rain check. I will give you all of this and more until I get so exhausted and depleted that the only way I can recover my energy is by becoming infatuated with someone else. Yo, I remember the first time I heard that. When I tell you that right there, that quote was me. I want to say my first relationship was at 17 years old. So I've been dating for about 17 years. I want to say the good first 10 years. Yeah. I'll say the first 10 years I was a permeable membrane. I literally would give whoever I was dating anything they needed, and even what they didn't even think they needed. It was my goal. It was my mission. I wanted to be everything you never realized you needed. I would go above and beyond for your family, just so I can prove to you that I was amazing. I would just consume myself, my thoughts, my brain, my heart, my soul, my day-to-day task with whoever it is I was dating. And then eventually I'd just get over it. I don't want to be with you anymore. And luckily for me, I would always find out that they were cheating, so it was kind of just a easy way out. But that was my toxic habit. That was in my mind what you're supposed to do in a relationship. I'm supposed to give you everything and leave nothing for myself. And then finally, when I've given you everything that I have and I have nothing left for myself and I'm depleted, time to find another one. And repeat the same toxic pattern that I never saw anything wrong with. And that was a red flag that I was living in for about 10 years. So that's why I stay away from judging people when they don't necessarily have an ideal relationship. Because let's be honest, what the hell is an ideal relationship? If we look back to Carrie and Mr. Big, I love me some Sex in the City. But their relationship wasn't ideal, and Lord Jesus, they done went through hell and high water. Who wants that? I'm sorry, relationships are work. Absolutely. They are. There's no such thing as an easy relationship. There's no such thing as, we don't argue. All relationships argue. But it should not be heartbreaking. If a relationship is heartbreaking, get out. That is not the relationship for you. But anywho, I want to thank y'all for rocking out with me while I talked about these lovely attachment styles. And I'm gonna start getting some people up on here, even to just discuss conversations that I've already had with you guys. I've had a couple of people hit me up about episodes, and I want to bring them on and, see what we can do. But in the meantime, in between time, let me know what you're thinking in the comments. I will be posting this on Anchor, which means it'll be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Pocket Cast. We got a lovely list, even YouTube. And then, of course, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I am there too. You can find me at I_am_shounanigans. That's SHOUNANIGANS. Once you hop on my Instagram, I got a link tree in my bio. It's let loose from there. But every Wednesday, I got a new episode for y'all. We're just sitting here rocking out. I do want to thank y'all for vibing with me. And on that note,